Hey everybody, Kensurfs here. We're in the shave den. It's Saturday, and it's time for another shave. This one I'm kind of excited about bringing you because lately, I've been doing a lot of videos on soaps and aftershaves and vintage razors. And if you're a wet shaver, you might have your favorite razor, you might have your favorite DE razor, but sometimes you're interested in trying out something different. And there's a lot of you out there, there's a lot of people out there who are cartridge razors who are now coming over into the wet shaving DE razor, safety razor community. And you're wondering what razors to buy. Well, there's a lot of choices out there, but my opinion is start with kind of a lower price, learn. It's like when you drive in a car for the first time. You don't go out and get a Ferrari. You start out with a VW or an old Dodge Colt or something. And then once you get your skills honed, you kind of can move up, or you can stick with that old Dodge Colt. Well, there's a razor out there from the folks at Kavim. This is one of the latest razors, and I heard about it because I was watching Paul H. Films, and Paul H. Films was kind of talking about this razor, and he did a shave with this razor. And there's a lot of other YouTubers who have done a shave with this razor, and a lot of you have requested, hey, can you try it out? And I have obtained this. In fact, I'm going to tell you some awesome pricing because right now, if you go to their website, I have two links in the video description here. One of them is to the Kavim website, and the other one is to Amazon. And if you go to the website, this comes in at around $16, which is not a bad price for a razor, believe me. If you go into one of your pharmacies and you're looking at the pawn shop guys' razors, they're up in that range too, if not more. Well, on Kavim's site, they're $16, but they also have an Amazon site. And Amazon, I looked at it and it was a lot less. It was ending up being 13 or 12. It was a lot less. But today, I just looked today, they're on sale for Black Friday. These are like coming in at $8. So what do you get with the razor? Well, first of all, you have your choice of color. This is gunmetal black. Gunmetal black. You have gunmetal black. You have champagne, rose gold, silver matte. And you do have a few choices. And that was on their Amazon site. I thought I saw some different colored ones too, but it might just be that limited lineup. But let's take a look at this today and see what you get. So the box is quite simple, as you expect for reasonably priced razors. They're also represented in the UK and Europe, so these have been out there a while. They are new to me, but not necessarily new to you. So here's what you get. Now, I have opened this box because I needed to do the intro video, but I'm going to open it up as if I haven't before. Here is the unboxing. So what you do is you get your razor, you get some stainless blades, in a kind of a very simple package like this. Now, I'm going to take out the head right there, and I'm going to take out the handle, put it together. There you have gunmetal black. What I really like about this is some of my older razors, such as the Mercure or some of the twist opens, they have kind of a big head. This head is nice and flat. It's not too tall, almost about the same as the feather. It's got a nice low head, let's just say that. And that's great for getting under your nose. If you have a big fat head like the Mercure Futur or something like that, it's kind of hard if you're doing your shave under your nose. This is going to be very easy. It's a very light razor. It's 1.46 ounces. The blade, or the handle, nice, long, knurled handle. It's coming in at 4.29 inches. And it's ultra lightweight. I don't think it's aluminum. It's some kind of metal, but I don't think it's aluminum. So we'll see how durable she is, and I'm looking forward to trying it. Now, I'm going to do a spoiler alert. Usually when I do a razor review, and if you've watched the channel for a while, there's a couple of things that can go wrong. The blade and the razor, if you're trying it for the first time, might not be a good combo. Usually when I try out new razors, I use like blades that I'm very familiar with, usually the Wilkinson Sword Gillette. But Kavim has its own blades. So I'm going to try one of their blades today. I've never tried a Kavim razor or blade before, and I've never tried a Kavim razor before. So we're going to do this combo. We're going to see how it does, and we'll kind of take it from there. All right, everybody. Well, welcome. I'm also going to be using products that I'm very familiar with in the shave, because you know soap and aftershave and can always affect. Soap can definitely affect your shave if you don't have slick soap. And I'm going to use a soap that I use usually when I demo any new razor, and that's Proraso soap and aftershave. So I'll be using that today. And for the brush, I'm going to drop the Proraso. For the soap or the brush, excuse me, I'm going to use a Semogue boar brush. So let me get the crystal skull. Let's put a little hot water in here, or warm. It's not too hot. Put that in there. Actually, a little too much water. I like to have the water below the glue line. I don't know if you can see that, but below the glue line. All right, let me set away my Kavim box. And let's open up these blades. Now, I haven't opened up the blades for the first time. Let's take a look here. There we go. Got some decent packaging. Nice, decent packaging. Usually, well, my Proraso blades, no branding. You got your branding on this. All right, let's open this up. This might be a long video, but it's a demo. I want to do it right. The blade is double wrapped. It's a good thing. I like them double wrapped. It seems like if you have blades in storage for a long time, I mean a long time, sometimes if they're near moisture, they might rust. When they're double wrapped, I haven't seen that much of a problem. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Just mean that it hasn't happened too much to me. Okay. Got your branding on that blade too. All right. Now let's take a look at that razor. Like I said, some nice knurling, some nice spots to put your finger, however you like to shave. And it is a 3-piece. One good thing, in my opinion, about 3-piece razors is they always lock in the same position every time. So once you master a 3-piece, you're pretty good to go. Then the only difference is if you put a different blade in. All right. All right, tighten that up. There we go. No blade overhang. A lot of you people do not like blade overhang, and there is no blade overhang on this. I kind of like blade overhang so I can grab the cap and the blade at the same time, but it didn't really make a difference here. There's your closed comb. Very, very narrow, or not narrow, but short, let's say short. It doesn't stick up like a big dome, and I like that a lot. So there we go. Whew. All right, let's get this shave started. Hope you guys are having a good week. It's been raining very bad in Southern California. We need it. First of all, we need it. You know, we have fires. I mean, last January, we lost neighborhoods and neighborhoods with the fires. We're getting water now. Hopefully that helps the vegetation stay moist so we don't get these fires this year. Because today, the wind is blowing very strong. Yeah, I don't know if they said 50-mile-an-hour gusts in the valleys, but very strong winds going today. But we've had a downpour here in Southern California. In fact, in Huntington Beach, it rained 1.2 inches overnight. And it flooded a neighborhood. Check this out. That's less than a mile from me. Man, too much water, no time to drain. They're out there working on that, as you can see. A couple of years ago, when we had one of the El Niños, that same neighborhood flooded, and we had people on wakeboards getting pulled by 4-wheel drive trucks through that water, and they were kind of surfing it. All right. Oh, by the way, I do need a shave. Where did I put my, I got a card, it got a little wet. I do have about 2 days growth here, so I do need a shave. And again, I'm not going to talk about the Proraso. I've used this soap so many times in so many videos. It's not about the soap in this video. It's about the razor and the blade. How will it do in your lineup? Man, a lot of you guys like that thick soap. Just for you, I'll put on a little thick soap today. I personally find that with my skin, my beard growth, thin soap kind of works better for me. All right, here we go. Kavim, gunmetal black. Oh. I feel that blade chopping through the growth. Okay, blade seems to be working. Razor's a good height. I have big hands, so it is nice to have a nice big razor handle. The blade, to me, I'm going to say feels aggressive because it is cutting this whiskers. You know, mild blade, you have to maybe do a few passes. This blade is, in my opinion, a little bit above the mild setting. Doesn't feel to be as scary as a feather blade. Spinning the razor. Now they say the best angle for this in their instructions is 30 degrees. But, you know, if you've shaved for 40 years, 45 years, you kind of get a hang of what you want to do. Now that blade did the trick. Do a little dry touch up there. That blade did the trick. Okay, honestly, you could do a 1 pass with this. I could. You guys got that thick beard, maybe you got to do a 2 pass, but 1 pass would have worked with this, but I'm going to do a 2 pass because I like hanging out with you. I saw Now You See 'Em, Now You Don't last night with my wife. And I don't know if that's like part 4 or, you know, but they had all the original characters from, you know, the previous movies in it. And it was nice to go out with my wife. They were also doing the Wicked premiere and they had lookalikes of Glinda and the Wicked Witch. Kids were posing, you know. I didn't go to see that. I want to go see Now You See 'Em, Now You Don't. So I avoided that crowd, but I guess it was opening night for a few movies last night. All right. And my hands are covered with soap. See, my hands are covered with soap, and I'm able to hold on to this very nicely. Hear the feedback. Oh. If I can get through this shave without a nick, I'm going to be very surprised because it's not too often I use a blade I've never used before and haven't had to have a chance to kind of master it. You can be a master of the feather blade or some of the aggressive blades and then just one day, whoops, you know, no more feedback. All right. One of the benefits about doing a video in front of you for the first time is I've had no time to practice with this. This is the first time, wasn't the first time out of the box, but the first time it's been assembled and actually did a shave. And for me, it performed very well. All right, let's rinse up. I know, soap in the ear. I see it. If you're new to the channel, I'm notorious for leaving soap in my ear, so if you caught that. Oh. All right, what have I said in the past videos? If you can get a decent shave with a razor you've never tried before, I mean a good shave, no nicks, you're on the right track. $8. $8 right now on Amazon. Different colors. Kind of wish they had a red. But gunmetal, champagne, rose gold, silver matte, you got your choice. Definitely not a bad razor to have. I've got so many. This one, I would feel comfortable bringing on a trip. It's reasonably priced that if TSA were to nail you, and it gives you good results. Good results. So usually I've tried some cheaper razors and, you know, yeah, they're not the greatest. And I've tried cheaper blades and definitely not the greatest. No blood. And it dried up very quickly. All right. The test. Let's see. If I got a super close shave, you get a higher burn. If you get a moderate shave, ooh, a nice burn. Not to make me flinch. Nice burn, but still very smooth. Man. All right. Kavim, you guys have done a good job. No complaints here. Definitely like to try out different colors. We'll have to see what happens then. But if you guys are thinking about something like this, check out Amazon. You can check out their site and get all their specs, but Amazon, and I've got the links, like I said, in the description of this video. It's worth a look. Trust me, Paul H. Films was right. You got a good shave. I got a really good shave. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be jumping the gun and putting my Christmas lights around the perimeter of the house today. I'm not putting up inflatables, but they've already got about 6 or 7 houses in my neighborhood. They beat me to it. Holiday season, Christmas season is the happiest for me, and I really like having my house all decked up with the lights and everything. And I couldn't do it for the last week because of all the rain. I'm ready to rock today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for your subscriptions. I look forward to seeing you in a video very, very soon. Bye for now.